Mr. MacDonald.
Thank you, sir. The consultation paper doesn't see large-scale national commissioning arrangements as at odds with existing local partnership approaches to commissioning and the broader direction of travel related to the appointment of police and crime commissioners. So why is it you've decided to take a national approach to commissioning when the direction of travel across government is in favour of localism?
I think that it's the one area that I probably have diverged, I think. Reading the summary of your report, I think almost everything you've said in here is what I'm trying to achieve. The one bit I'm doing differently is the commissioning, and the reason for that is I simply don't believe that the expertise exists on a localised basis to commission a big change of this kind. Now, this isn't creating a centrally managed structure where we've got huge bureaucracies from the centre telling people how to do it. Actually, we've got that with NOMS at the moment and the annual contracts for the probation trusts. I'm trying to get away from that. But if I said, where is their expertise in contracting major payment by results contracts? It's not in small pockets around the country. The probation trusts haven't got the expertise to do it. The police and crime commissioners are very new in their work. And so I'm trying to create something that is localised. The end product is a local contract in a local part of the country with the ability to individualise, localise the nature of support, little central interference in what that model looks like. But I don't believe it would be realistic to try and contract what I'm trying to do in a fragmented way around the country, particularly when what I'm doing is not simply, as a committee, you should not look at this as me just making a change to the probation service. What I'm also doing is putting stuff that happens within prisons, particularly around resettlement, into the mix. So we get a really joined up through the gate process. Now, if I'm trying to do that in 140 prisons around the country and create a joined up process to try and then get that commissioned by police and crime commissioners who have been in their jobs 3 months, I just think is not realistic. I don't rule out a change to contracting arrangements in the future, but to get this started, I think it's got to be done by one team.
Why don't you treat it as an in-house service, like the property division or something like that, where the locality is doing the commissioning, but it is drawing on commissioning expertise from the central body, rather than the National Health Service model, which is that all specialist services are going to be commissioned by a national body.
I think, it's a question of practicality. I just don't believe it would happen. I think we'd end up with a process that would end up being long, expensive, chaotic, don't have the people to do it. I want to get this done. I just think the current situation, we've got reoffending rising, we've got this big block of people who get no support at all. We've got people who turn up in prisons having done 15 community sentences already, or 15 criminal justice interventions, including community sentences already. And I think this is something we just need to get to grips with. Now, what I'm trying to do is to create a structure. I'm not terribly worried about what the contracting process is. What I'm worried about is, do we have a system that will leave the ability of the local teams on the ground who are actually doing the job to adapt what they do to meet local circumstance? The needs of what you do in Toxteth are very different to the needs of what you do in North Wales or in Somerset or wherever. And what we've got to do is have the freedom to innovate and localise. That's the key. There's a tendency to think localism is just about doing something for a local council or another local body. To me, localism is equally about getting rid of the paraphernalia for the centre that has a fat document from NOMS saying this is how you do your job for the next 12 months, and actually has that you get on with the freedom to do what works in Somerset.
Mr. MacDonald.